Fitness creators running challenges are leaving most of their money on the table in the last 7 days before start. In this 20-minute breakdown, I'm going to show you using live data from over $15 million of challenge sales and 2,000 challenge launches, exactly how to maximize your challenge sales and how to turn your challenge into a content machine that helps you create content over and over and over again that your followers actually want. This is a private Money Week call with 30 of our top partners. This is the full unedited script, 20 minutes of a breakdown, and about 25 minutes of Q&A. You're gonna wanna watch this before launching your next challenge. Enjoy.
So I don't want to, jump into anything that Matt's going to cover here, but super excited to see you all and just really excited that he's here to share with all of us.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We are super stoked. Today is going to be short, sweet, and to the point, and then we're going to open up. I say that every time. Hopefully, I can actually keep my promise this time. Short, sweet, to the point, and then we're going to open it up for questions from the floor and make this about you guys. But my presentation portion, I'm going to try to do it in 10 to 15 minutes or less. So I'm going to try to fly through it. Just got a simple Google Doc that I'm going to go down the page and try to make this as valuable, jam-packed with value as possible for you guys. So internally here, and we're now gonna bring this out externally. We've been calling this Money Week at Solin HQ. And the reason for that is in the last week leading up to the start date, that's when our partners make, frankly, the vast majority of their money. A lot of our partners make 2-3 times as much money in this last week as they do the entire rest of the promotion period. And you can talk in terms of money, you can talk in terms of impact. Frankly, it's the same thing. If you're making more money, you're creating more impact. If you're creating more impact, you're making more money. So the amount of people that you're getting in your challenge is consistent with kind of the amount of money, and it sounds good to call it Money Week, so that's why we're doing it. So why are we here today is part one. We're gonna go through why are we here, all that matters, helping you post great content that converts, the easiest hack to implement, the biggest mistakes that we see people make, and then a few closing words. And then if you guys ask questions about some of the data, we can get into some other parts of the data. But we'll kick it off with why we're here today. And the primary reason we're here today is to help more people and in the process generate more revenue for you. And what we found is the biggest blocker is this. Most of the time, you, all the people on the call, don't understand how many people you can help and how much you can earn. And again, if you're earning a lot of money, you can typically pour that money back into impacting more people. So to us, those things are kind of hand in hand. And today I'm going to show you that potential. After I show you the potential, I'm going to show you how you can reach that potential. And what I'm about to tell you is all based on real data, not theory. So over the past 5 years, we've launched 2,000 plus fitness challenges and sold over $15 million for fitness creators. And I want to tell you guys, so you guys can understand the potential, the 10 single challenge signup numbers from creators of all different sizes that have impressed us. Okay, so we had one creator do $327,000 on a challenge, over 5,000 people that she helped in that. Another 215,000, 2,000 plus signups. Another separate creator, 199,000, 2,000 plus signups. Another creator, 135,000, 3,000 plus. 127,000, 2,500. A couple people that did 108,000, anywhere from 1,500 to 4,000 signups. And I know a lot of you guys think, well, how much bigger are they than I am? Or can I do this if my account is not a massive Instagram account? And the answer is yes. So to show you guys some smaller creators that did big numbers, we had somebody with 18,000 followers do $57,000 on a challenge, 56,000, and help over 2,500 people. Somebody who had 34,000 followers do $41,000, over 1,000 signups. And somebody with 33,000 followers do $38,000, over 1,500 signups. So these numbers are doable, and you'd be surprised at some of the people in this ballpark, how big their accounts are. And you're probably sitting here and your account's probably as big as theirs. So this is definitely doable. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to help you run your biggest challenge ever. And I want to say first, though, that results will vary. These numbers are to show what's possible, not what you're promised. But if you want to maximize your impact, pay close attention for the next 10, 15 minutes. It's really not that complicated. It's just doing the right, simple things over and over for the next 7 days. So this is Money Week, guys. Are you ready? I want to see some readies in the chat if you guys are ready for me to kind of go through this. And I can't read the chat, so Emily, you're going to have to let me know if we're getting some readies. If not, I'm expecting Brad's
we're
to be at
getting
least
some
partial
readies.
ready.
Nala,
Awesome.
Alexis, Ashley, Jess G, iPhone, which is
Amazing.
maybe Jeff, Amarula, Noel.
Sounds like
Braxton is the
everybody.
readiest potentially.
Let's go, Brax. Thank you. Okay, guys. So it's really simple, right? So right now we're going to talk about all that matters. And I know this is just a Word doc, but try to stay with me as I scroll as opposed to going ahead. So what do all those people above do? All they do is they post great content and they invite people to join. It's really that simple. Those are the 7 words that will get you to 6 figures and then eventually 7 figures. You win by showing up more than anybody else. And good content reaches your person, it helps them, and it points them to your challenge. And your challenge is where they can change their life. So I'm going to say that again. Good content reaches your person, it helps them, and it points them to your challenge. It invites them to join your challenge where they can change their life. Now, the hard truth that most people don't understand is that most people never see the vast majority of your content, right? You might post 7 times a week. Most people are seeing 1 to 2 pieces of that content, right? So you have to post consistently and you have to give the same message consistently. Our top partners, the partners above that you saw those numbers from, they're seeing big wins because they're consistently posting content in feed, in their stories, and then they're inviting their audience to join. So all of our 7-figure earners are typically posting 2 times a day, and they do that because it works. Now, I want to be clear about something. That does not mean that you have to post about your challenge every time. You do not have to post about your challenge every time. Remember, good content reaches your person and it helps them first and foremost. What you do have to do is you have to post that good content. You have to reach that person and help them. And then you have to end your caption with a reminder like, my challenge name starts on the start date, sign up the link in bio. So for example, my 6-week fat loss challenge starts January 5th, sign up the link in my bio. You do have to remind them. So what do you have to do? You have to post great content. You have to invite people to join. It's that simple. Now, to remind you guys, most buyers won't actually jump in until the final week. So if you haven't been doing this for the last 2 weeks, it doesn't really matter. Most people aren't going to jump in until this week. And they've watched you promote it over and over and over again, and they see that you're serious. So this week is the week to post the most content. This week is the week to post the best content. How does that all sound to you guys? If this is making sense, can I get a thumbs up in the chat or a heart or some sort of emoji in the chat? Thank you, Ellen. I saw it on the screen. I love that. Awesome, guys. So post great content, invite people to join. Now, the question becomes, how do you post great content that actually converts, right? This is, if I were in your guys' shoes, I would understand everything up until now, and then I'd say, how do I post great content? And so part 3 is about helping you post great content that converts. It's about keeping it simple for you guys. So I want you guys, if you guys are struggling to post great content, some of you guys already do. You already do post great content. All you have to do is do it more consistently and put that reminder line in your caption. But if you're not posting great content and you're struggling with great content, I want you to choose from one of 3 buckets each day for the next 7 days. So just commit to this for the next 7 days. Bucket 1 is pure value. So just give value. That value could be why you lift weights, like why I lift weights, how to eat more protein, how I fix my gut health. Try this, try this leg day, try this arm day, try this for your core, right? So pure value with that reminder line in your post. Okay, that's bucket 1. Bucket 2 is real proof. So that's before and afters of you and or your clients. The reason proof works is because it inspires people. They see themselves in the before. They're like, oh, I feel like I'm that person in the before. If that person can do it, I can do it. And they want to get to the after. So it's inspirational content. And when you post this proof content, if you can also tell the story behind the photo. So some of you guys might be averse to transformation photos, which is totally fine. Don't just post the photo. Also tell the story behind it. This person saw strength gains, or if it's your post. On the left, I didn't have confidence. I struggled to go out with my friends and look at myself in the mirror. On the right, I have confidence. I'm stronger. My mental health is better. I'm sleeping better. I have more energy, right? So tell the stories behind the photos. It's not just about the visual. But the second bucket is real proof. And the third bucket is reviews and community. And the beautiful thing about your Solin challenges is all of you guys, at least the vast majority of you guys, have reviews and community posts that you can turn into content. So that's screenshots of wins, screenshots of hype, screenshots of feedback, creating reels around that stuff. So that's your third bucket. It's all this content that's literally being created for you in your challenge. If you make a post in the community of your challenge, turn that post that you made into a piece of content on Instagram. If you have a workout in your challenge, week 1, day 1, turn that workout into a piece of content on your Instagram. So those are your 3 buckets: pure value, real proof, reviews, and community. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys might be saying, oh, well, I'm giving this stuff in my challenge. Why would I post about that for free on Instagram? I'm going to give you guys a hack right now. Some of you guys may have heard this already. A lot of you guys may have, but give away your best stuff for free. Okay. Don't gatekeep. People buy when you give. And so if you're giving away all your amazing stuff for free, people are just going to think, well, if they're giving this away for free, I wonder how much amazing stuff is behind the paywall in the challenge, right? So don't worry about giving away your best stuff for free. Just do it. Trust me, it will pay massive dividends for you. The second thing, this goes back to reviews and community and real proof. Recognize content around you, especially inside your challenge community. So these real wins work. When you try to fake things, it typically flops. Recognize content. You don't always have to create it from scratch. There's so much content around you, especially in your challenge. Recognize it and post it up. Post at least 1 time a day over the next 7 days on your Instagram. Commit to that. You don't have to commit to posting 1 time a day for the rest of your life, but just for the next 7 days, this is money week, do it. Reuse your ideas across posts, carousels, reels, stories. If you have a great post that went viral, turn it into a carousel. If you have a great carousel that went viral, turn it into a reel. Any of your content that goes viral in feed, post a story about it, right? And then finally, if you're ever stuck, none of these things are working for you, post about what worked for you or about what worked for your client, right? So to close this section out, reminder, if you're not showing up daily on your socials, people aren't going to trust that you'll show up to run a great challenge. And if they don't trust you, they won't buy, and you won't get the chance to change their life. So if you want to change lives, show up daily on social over the next week. As a bonus, guys, we've spent the last 20 days looking for the best posts and the best stories backed by real conversion data. And as it relates to challenges and fitness creator content, we don't know any other resource that exists like this. So it's backed by real conversion data. We look at all the posts and stories that you guys are all doing and all of our top partners, and we say which posts are working and which aren't. And we're not going to share this publicly. It's just too valuable. But if you guys want it, message your Solin account executive and we'll send it to you. So this is a bonus. Again, we're not going to advertise this everywhere, but if you guys want this, message your Solin account exec, text them, email them, however you guys talk to them, and we will get this to you guys. So this is really cool. How's this all sounding, guys? Emily, are there any questions in the chat?
I don't see any questions in the chat, but if anybody has questions, definitely drop them.
Cool.
I love Sawyer with the React button out here.
Awesome, guys. We're going to keep going. We're almost there. Let's go to part 4 here. So the easiest hack that you guys can implement right now, the easiest hack that you guys can implement that's going to have the biggest impact is to go back through your posts from the last 6 months and recreate your most viral videos. Go back through the comments, look at your most asked questions, create content around that. These are the things that provide value to your audience and get reach, okay? So the easiest hack that you guys can implement for the next 7 days is recreate your most viral videos and look through your most asked questions in your comment and create content around that. Those things provide insane value to your audience. Everybody here has their own unfair advantage, okay? That's why you guys are on this call. That's why you're invited to this call. You need to use what makes you uniquely you to post great content this final week. And what makes you uniquely you is probably in your most viral videos, in your most asked questions, okay? So use that unfair advantage. The only thing is when you're posting that content, don't forget to invite your followers to join. Okay, so use that reminder line in every single post, post amazing content, and then reminder, my challenge starts January 5th, link in bio to join. invite your followers every day this week to join. And at the end of this call, I can run you guys through an appendix if you guys want to show you how impactful this final week can be. But basically, you'll see that people tend to 3x their sales in the final week. So that's something we can do at the end of this call in a second. Now, the biggest mistakes that I see people make are twofold. Either one, they're not posting and storing every single day that final week, or two, they are posting and storing every day, but they're not inviting people to join either in their captions or linking on their stories. And usually it's because of one of three reasons. And so I want you guys all to participate in the chat here and let me know what it is, because I'll answer the ones that are most prominent. But usually you're not doing that, either one, because you forget, two, because you don't want to feel salesy, or three, because you don't believe in your challenge. So if you're somebody that hasn't been posting every day or is not posting every day and reminding people in this last week or doesn't plan to, can you guys type in the chat which one of these reasons is the most likely reason you're not doing it or wouldn't do it? Is it because you forget, because you feel salesy, or because you don't believe? So forget, salesy, or belief. Can you guys type one of those in the chat? What's the most likely reason that you haven't or won't post content daily and invite people daily going forward?
Thus far, salesy is definitely the most popular, Matt.
Cool. Do we have any forgets or any beliefs?
Not as of yet. All
Cool.
salesy.
So salesy. Awesome.
If anybody
So-
has the forget or belief, Jess G with feeling stuck. If anybody has forget or belief, definitely toss it in here so we represent.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna cover salesy, but if nobody's having issues with forgetting or believing, we don't need to cover those things. Jess G, if you're feeling stuck, part 3 and part 4, and we will send this to you guys after, or if you guys, we'll send this to you guys after. And if you guys want it, just make sure you text your account rep. But Emily, do we have a place that we can just easily send it to everybody, or should they text you if they need it?
We're going to send this to everybody in the Solin communities.
Perfect. So this will be in your Solin community. But Jess G, if you're stuck, part 3 and part 4, okay? For those of you guys who don't feel salesy, I'll start with I'll talk about myself first. So as I sit here on this call right now, I'm selling you guys, right? Let's call it what it is, right? It benefits us if you guys promote. It also benefits you guys if it promotes. So everything you're doing is a sales negotiation. If you're a mom with kids on this call, you have sales negotiations with your kids every single day. They're asking for candy. You don't think they should get candy. That's a sales negotiation. They're trying to sell you. You're trying to sell them. Okay. Some of you guys may live in dictatorships as parents, and that's totally fine. But in general, think of everything as a sales conversation, right? I don't want to feel salesy to you guys. Why am I up here doing this? I'm doing this because I know it works. I believe that it works, and I know it works, and I have proof that it works, right? And so I want to get you guys these results because I know each of the people that have had these results comes to us and they are very, very, very happy with where they're at in their business, and in many cases, their lives as a result of this, right? And so it's very easy for me to sit up here and remind you guys on these calls, and for Emily and Braxton and Sawyer and McAllen to remind you guys every day, hey, you have to be doing these things because we've seen the impact that it has in people's lives, and we've seen how powerful that is for people, and we know it works. So if you feel salesy, there's one of two reasons. Reason number one is that you don't believe that your stuff works, or that you don't have enough proof that it works, right? So that's potentially number one. And if you don't believe in your stuff and you don't know that it works, that's the first thing. Make sure you put out a challenge that you're super, super, super proud of, that you know works, get results, and then come back 3 months from now after you've done that and go all in talking about it, right? So either one, you don't know it works, or two, it's a limiting belief of mindset, and you tend to forget that you're actually out here changing people's lives, and that your goal is to change people's lives, right? So there's a lot of people out there that sell, remember what your goal is. Your goal is to change people's lives with these challenges, and remember what the alternative is for people. If people don't find your $50 to $100 challenge for 6 weeks with the community, with the chance to win $100,000 of prizes, they're either sitting there stuck on the couch, not making the change in their lives. They're going and buying from somebody else who's selling a $300 a month product that's frankly probably not as valuable as yours. Or they're going and potentially hiring a personal trainer and paying a lot more than that over the next month, $100 to $200 a session to get in shape. And so what you're offering, it should be very easy for you guys to believe in it. $50 to $100, some of you guys even less than that, for 6 weeks with you, with a chance to win $100,000 of prizes. And you're out here, like, go look at the transformations that your clients have gotten in the past. Go look at the reviews that they write for you. Go look at what they say in the community, how it changes their lives. Think about this as this is your purpose. This is your calling. This is your mission, is to help change these people's lives, right? And so I think when you have that mindset shift, right, that makes it a lot easier for you to go out there and talk about it, mention it every day. Now, the kicker and the bonus on that, to make it even easier for you, is, remember, your content does not have to be, it shouldn't be advertisements, right? Your content should be valuable content that actually helps people, right? It should be valuable content that helps people. And then you should just give them that reminder line. So on top of all that, right, like, your challenge is helping people and changing their lives. The alternative for them is way more expensive, and they're probably not going to get as good of a transformation. On top of all that, your content should not just be an advertisement. It should be valuable content with that reminder line. And that should make that kind of switch flip in your head a little bit. That makes it a lot easier for you to not feel like you're being salesy. If that resonates with people, can you guys give me a thumbs up in the chat? And if you still have hesitations, or you still have questions, or if that didn't quite land for you guys, can you give me a thumbs down in the chat? So either thumbs up or thumbs down. And if it didn't resonate, that's okay. We can go through it a little bit more. Emily, do we have any responses in the chat? And if I get no responses, I'm assuming it didn't resonate.
I'm seeing some responses. We're getting some thumbs up in here. No thumbs down. If anybody has a thumbs down, speak now. I see a question from somebody, Matt. Question: I've had some people skeptical about the cash prizes.
Awesome. If people are skeptical about the cash prizes, what I guess, first of all, where are they DMing you with skepticism? If you give me just a little bit more context on that.
I'm not sure who's asking this question. It's one of our iPhones in here.
Okay. If
so
anybody
oh, here we go. They wonder if it's real, and they've commented about that fact that no one could be chosen. Oh, it's Chanel. Hi, Chanel.
Hey, Chanel. What's up? So what I would do is Chanel, I would go to our Instagram. Emily, can you guys see this on my screen?
Yes.
I think I drew some yellow on my screen, but by accident. I would point them to our Instagram here and show them the grand prize giveaway here. We also posted a story actually showing the money going out of our account into Olivia's account. I don't think that's necessary. And it's a story, so it's gone now. But I would just show them this and how we're tagging the person. This should be enough social proof. And if 1 out of 1,000 people is skeptical and doesn't want to join, it's totally fine. Like, let's get the other 999. But this should be enough, as should these videos of us talking to some of the winners. That should be enough to cure their skepticism. And some people just are always going to make excuses and not buy, and that's okay. And we'll focus our content on the other 99% of people that do want to join. Does that answer your question, Chanel? If that's not helpful, let me know.
I'll wait for Chanel. Yes, Chanel said yes, makes sense. Thank you. Have a couple other questions in the chat for you, Matt.
Let's do it.
From Angela. What if it's not limiting beliefs, but feeling as though they can find the routine on medias? What would make them join ours specifically? Because of our personality, maybe?
Yeah, great question. So there's a few reasons that people will join a challenge. So everything that I'm just going to be honest. Everything that you guys are putting out into there are a few exceptions, but the vast majority of training programs that are sold online are available on ChatGPT. You can find them all on Instagram, all that stuff. People are buying access to you, to your community, to a specific plan with a shortcut. And frankly, they're buying access to hold themselves accountable. So think about Angela, in your life, if you have ever bought something with the specific reason being, if I buy something and invest in it, it will make you more likely to follow through. And an example might be that you wanted to learn about something and you knew you could learn about it online, but you bought a book anyways because you knew you wouldn't teach yourself online if you didn't buy the book. If you buy the book and invest the $15, you're actually going to read it and actually going to learn. I don't know. I personally do that all the time. I'm not sure if that resonates with you guys, but that's an analogy. And so a lot of people, a ton of people are buying these plans. They're saying, hey, it's really cheap for me to spend $50 to hold my feet to the fire over the next 6 weeks. If I don't spend the $50, I'm going to be stuck researching it online. I'm not going to be sure exactly what to do. I'm not actually going to know if my stuff is right. And so I know I can find it all for free, but I'm happy to spend the $50, the $100 to hold my feet to the fire over the next 6 weeks. And if I'm able to get more energy, get better sleep, increase my strength, maybe lose a little bit of fat, that's going to be well worth that $50 to $100 investment. So that's one reason a lot of people will buy. The other reason is the community. And so people hate doing things alone. People are much less likely to stick to things when they're alone. And so when they have that community and they're in there with a group of other people, all showing up every day, all posting about their week 1, day 1 workout, all posting about their week 3, day 2 workout, all posting about their healthy, high protein foods, so much more fun. They're so much more likely to stick to it and they get better results. So those are just two of the reasons. Obviously, they may have followed you and they want to support you and they love your encouragement in the community. But yeah, for $50 to $100, I mean, they're getting an absolute steal with this. And as a reminder, like when you're posting your content, don't make it all about the challenge. Make it about the value and then just invite them to join. Just say, hey guys, here's a valuable piece of content. By the way, if you're interested and want more of this, my challenge starts on Monday. Feel free to join if you want. You don't need to be salesy at all. Just remind them that it's there. And they'll take you up on it if they want to. Hopefully that was helpful, Angela. Emily, what else? Do we have any other questions in the chat?
Yes, 100%. I'm going to keep going in order, team. So I'm seeing your questions come in. Question from Amanda. When you say there are creators posting 2 times per day, do you mean one grid post and on stories? And secondly, the examples of creators who have high volume of sales, were any of them first timers with an online program or with Solin?
Yeah. I'll take the second part first. The answer is yes. A lot of, should I say a lot? I think about half of those people were first timers. Some of them were first challenge ever. Some of them were first digital product ever. And then some of them came from elsewhere and launched with Solin. And it was their first time with Solin. So that's the second part of the question. First part, Emily, can you remind me the first part of the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, when you say there are creators posting 2 times a day, do you mean one grid post and on stories?
I actually mean multiple posts and feed. I would say the vast majority of people doing big numbers are on their stories more than once a day. And are posting at least once in feed a day, at least 5 times a week, right? But usually at least once a day. There are people, I don't know if any of you guys saw the Alex Hormozy launch 3 months ago where he sold $100 million of books, nonfiction books, which was like the 4th or 5th biggest book launch of all time, only behind Harry Potter 4, 5, 6, and 7. He posts on Instagram like 5 times a day. And in that period, he was posting way more than 5 times a day. Shouldn't say way more. I think it was probably 7 times a day or so. And he was posting on every other social platform like 7 times a day. So he was posting 50 times a day of organic content and spending millions of dollars a day on ads. And so his point is, like, most people think that content is like the more you post, there's a limiting return. And so, but the reality is it's very linear. And so it means like if you post once a day, you might make, I'll keep the numbers easy, you might make $100,000 a year. If you post twice a day, you might make $200,000 a year. If you post 3 times a day, you might make $300,000 a year. And so it's just the more you can post, the more people you're going to reach, the more impact you're going to have, and the more money you're going to make. And when I say post more, I don't mean every piece of content has to be really, really, really a lot of content that takes a long time to create. You can create content that takes 5 or 10 minutes to create a piece of content. It could be like a 5-second video of you being disappointed and frustrated. And it says like, do you feel stuck in your workouts? Read caption. And then the caption is the 5 things you did to get unstuck in your workouts, right? Like that's an example of content that you could post that takes you 5 minutes to create, that could go viral or has just as good of a chance to go viral as other types of content. Yeah, short answer is no. I mean literally 2 times in feed, but that does not mean that they're working twice as hard. In fact, in a lot of instances, they're working less hard probably than you are, and they're just creating more content because they have systems through which they create their content.
Love it.
By the
Okay,
way,
question.
don't commit to posting 2 times a day for the next year. Just post once a day for the next 7 days and story at least once a day with a link for the next 7 days. That's all you need to do for now. Emily, yes.
Love it, Matt. Question from Q and Annie seconded. What about your first challenge with no past results from other challenges?
Great question. Great question. 2 ways you can go about it. Number 1, if you have your own transformation, or if you have transformations from other clients in the past, or reviews or things that they've done. These could be anybody. Could be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your friends, your cousins, right? I know before I started this business 6 years ago, I trained my friends in New York City at 5 a.m. Before work at the Equinox. For fun. And so I could have, what I could have done is leverage that content or leverage some of those reviews and used it for my challenge. So it doesn't just have to be from old Solin challenges that you're using these past reviews. You could use them from other parts of your life, other people. Go back in your brain and think about all the people that you've helped and whether you have any transformations from them, reviews from them, whether they would say anything nice about your stuff, whether they could shoot you a text, letting them know how they liked your instruction or guidance to them in the past. And then you can leverage that stuff. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you don't have any of that, then use yourself. And if you've always been fit or you haven't had any mental or physical, most people have had a mental transformation or a strength transformation or some sort of transformation, use that. But if not, then the third thing I'd say is just run a great challenge and get all that social proof and understand your first one isn't going to crush it as much as it otherwise could have, but run a great challenge, get the social proof and use it for your next one. So those are kind of your 3 options. And I'd pick and choose however you can out of those 3 things.
Love it. Okay, couple quick asides here. Ashley, thank you. Shout out to Ashley. She shared something really similar in the chat to answer that question too, which is awesome. And then Sarah Bomar also said Alex Hormozy also filmed over 1,000 ads for that launch. Just insane in terms of your Hormozy reference there. Okay, question from Jess G. Do you have any prompts or tips for us to use the Solin AI chat that will help us give them more prompts that don't sound generic or salesy?
Great question. And Emily, feel free to chime in. You probably use it more than I do. So do you have anything off the bat, Emily, before I go into some of my ideas?
I mean, I think in terms of using Dash, Dash is great from an initial draft standpoint. And the goal all the time with what you're posting and your captions, having it be authentic to you, right? And having it sound like you and having it be something that you stand behind. So if Dash doesn't get there with the first attempt, right? I would give Dash more context like, hey, can you rewrite this with a different tone? Or, hey, this is how I typically write my captions. Can you give me something like this on this other topic instead? I think generally speaking with AI, and Matt is way more of an expert on this than I am, but the context that you give it is what ultimately gives you the result that you're looking for. So when I personally use Dash, or also when I use, ChatGPT and other AI, I think the context, especially in terms of your tone, in terms of what you like in your captions, that will help Dash to be more accurate for you.
Exactly right, Emily. Context is key. So AI is only as good as what you put into it. It's going to give out, the output that it gives out is going to be consistent with the level of input you give it, the amount of context you give it. And so just a very simple thing that I would do, if it's not sounding like you, I would go and I would take your last 20 captions. I would copy paste them into the Notes app on your phone in one Notes app, your last 20 captions. And every time I ask Dash a question, I would say, I would then paste in those notes at the bottom. And I would say, by the way, here are my last 20 captions. Please make it sound like me. So that alone will be 5 to 10 minutes of work for you to get all 20 of those captions into one of your notes folders. And then you'll be able to copy paste that every time. Be 5 to 10 minutes of work, and the output quality that you get will be 10x better. So it's definitely worth the investment. And think about how you can leverage that in all aspects of your content with all of the AI tools that you use, not just with Dash, but with any piece of AI. Doing something like that is going to give you a massive leg up on the competition. And by the way, nobody's doing that. Like 1%, less than 1% of people will do that, but it will make your responses 10x better.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeff.
So would it be better for like just, and I'm sorry because my voice is kind of gone, but would it be better if you saying like the last 20 posts or the 20 most like converting posts or viral posts? Would it make a difference?
Good question, Jess. The short answer is, would I rather do it on the viral stuff? Yes. That being said, I want to do something that's easy. And so you're going to get 80% of the leverage, maybe 90% of the leverage just by taking your last 20. It's going to give you a 9x better response versus if you take the last 20 viral posts, it might give you a 10x better response, but it might take you an extra 2 hours to do it. And you might not do it today. You might do it 2 weeks from now, or you might just forget altogether. So it's trade-offs, but I would make your life easy. Simple scales, complex fails. So I would keep it simple, and you're going to get a lot of juice out of just taking your last 20.
Got it. Thank you.
No, great question.
Love it. Okay, I have another question in the chat. I think this is from Chanel, but if it's from Jeff, let me know in the chat. Question for the Solin community. Do you recommend using the AI bot for automatic responses to clients posting in the group? I'm getting a lot of action in the group, and it's a lot for me to manage on my own. Really quick before you answer, Matt, we have 2 creators in the chat, so I want to share their answers, and then Matt can answer that question a little more too. Sarah has shared, I use the bot for questions and encouragement, and then I post content to the community, and I respond to everything. From Maya, I like to manage it on my own as much as possible, but it's hard. I normally schedule 30 minutes each day to just lock in and answer as many people as possible.
Yep. Great. Those responses are awesome. I personally recommend turning the AI on and using that, but it's not a substitute for you. It's a complement to you. And so if you want to run successful challenges consistently over a long period of time, you are going to want to be in there and still responding and being involved. The other thing about the community that's beautiful when you are reading all of the comments or all the community posts and when you are posting yourself is that it becomes a content creation machine for your Instagram. And so when you're actually in there and you see the context of everybody and all the questions they're asking and all the things that they're posting, you now know that those people are a representation of the hundreds of thousands of people following you. And so you now know how they think at a deeper level. And if somebody has that question in your community, I'd respond to it there, and then I'd respond to it with a piece of content on social. So I'd answer the question there, and I'd say, I'd get on my stories, or I'd do a post, and I'd say, I got this question in my challenge community yesterday, and I wanted to answer it for all of you on social because I think it's really valuable for you as well. And you answer that as your content, it's high value, and they say, by the way, if you want more like this, go check out my challenge. It starts on Monday. So very, very natural, and the amount of time that you will save creating content on Instagram by being in your Solin community is crazy.
Love it. I think those are all the questions I see in the chat as of this moment. If I missed anybody's questions, will you please drop them or ask a question if there's anything else here? But Matt, thank you so much for sharing all of that. Was super helpful for me too. And it sounds like it was helpful for everybody based on the activity in the chat, but definitely let us know.
Awesome, guys. No, this has been super fun. And I appreciate all the questions and the comments in the chat. You guys have been awesome. I'll leave you guys with closing words, 3 closing things for you guys to remember. So if you only remember 3 things from this entire last 40 minutes, 1, promote your challenge for every day until the before photo submissions close on next Friday, January 9th. So invite people in every post and story. Again, not every post has to be about the challenge, but have that invitation line there. 2, post valuable content every day and keep it simple. So valuable content every day, content that your audience resonates with. And then 3, just run a great challenge, have a very active community so people actually get results and come back for the next challenge. So those are the 3 things. Pretty simple. We'll definitely be sharing this entire outline for you guys. You guys can go back, read it, get ideas from it, and then don't forget to personally text your Solin growth team member if you want the high converting posts and reels that we spent the last 20 days putting together. That's about it. We're super stoked, guys. This is going to be an epic challenge. We're really excited for all of you guys in your communities, and we're here to help as much as we can. So just let us know how we can help. We love the feedback from you guys. We love questions from you guys, and we just want to make your lives easy and make this super successful.
Love it, Matt. Thank you. I have one more question in the chat that I think other people may have. So I think this one's valuable from Annie. What instructions do we tell people for before photo submissions?
Yeah, all the instructions are right there in the app, and they're super clear. So I would tell people to read the instructions incredibly carefully. And when they're submitting, just make sure that I would tell them 5 times, read the instructions. So Annie, I would not worry about you giving them specific instructions. I would just tell them to read the instructions and pay very close attention to all of the on-screen prompts that pop up that tell them exactly what to do.
Thank you, Matt.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. So excited for Money Week. I think, is everybody else excited for Money Week, especially after this call? At least Braxton's excited. Love that energy.
Stoked. Epic. There's a final, guys, we're done. Feel free to, you guys can stick on. I'm going to answer this other question that I just saw pop up from somebody, but no need to hang on if you don't want to. On the website, I know you guys have it listed that no winner could be chosen. How do we address this? No winner could be chosen specifically from your challenge. So there are however many challenges in the New Year's reset. We are gonna choose winners. There will be 31 winners, and exactly how we laid it out in the language and in the terms. It just could be from any of the challenges. So seems like that answered your question, but let us know if you have any others over the coming days. All right, guys, let's crush it. Thank you, Emily, for putting this together. Brax, McCallan, Sawyer, everybody else that helped. And Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, team. Definitely let us know if you have any questions in the Solin community. Also, we'll be posting this shortly. So keep an eye there and let us know if there's anything we didn't answer on this call that we can help with over the next couple of days. Let's just crush Money Week. Cannot wait for Monday.
Emily, we need that music.
Oh, shoot. We didn't do music today. Sorry,
okay.
team. Sorry,
No,
team.
I was just like,
we got mixed reviews on music previously. So that's part of the reason the music has been X'd. But if people want music to come back to these meetings, let us know.
It should have been the exit song.
What was that? Okay.
We are the champions should have been the exit
Ooh.
song.
Oh, shoot.
I'm from Philadelphia, so that's our little theme song for the Eagles, but it's always a good motivation.
We should have done it. We should have done it.
Missed opportunity, Matt. Next time. We'll write that down.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Love it. Thanks, team.